We are live. Welcome to my first episode of Get Moving with Coach Cala. In today's episode, we are going to go over the HYROX DC that I just did with my twin brother and friends. But super excited to start this live podcast. I've been thinking about doing more podcasts, or I should say live videos, ever since I started doing the mat chat. So if you're into the NCAA wrestling, definitely go check that out. But I'm your host, Jesse Cala, PE teacher, high rocks athlete, marathon runner, and pretty much anything to try to get a little bit tougher every day is what I like to do. Um, but yeah, I'm going to get started in just one moment. Just going to give it a second for people to join the chat. But for this video, again, I'm going to be going over the DC high rocks that I did with my twin brother, which was awesome. So I'm going to talk about pretty much the highs and lows of what we did and what else we can do. Pretty much the highs and lows, what high rocks is and why I signed up, training and leading into the HYROX DC race, race experience and atmosphere, hardest stations during the race, and will say I changed my mind from the first one. I would also talk about what went well, what didn't go well, what's next for me, and what it was like running with my twin brother, who's an absolute animal. So yeah, stay tuned during this episode, and we'll go through all of those things. But if you can stop for a second, give me a follow on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube, that would be great. I'm also on TikTok, which would be great to see all of you subscribe there. All good. If not, it's my first episode doing this. But seriously, subscribe. All right. Make sure the game's good. I'm just going to post this to my Instagram really quick. So if you're with me, give it a second, everybody. Live recap on YouTube. All right, well, I'm going to get started. So again, Jesse Cala, Coach Cala, and I'm just trying to get everybody I'm trying to help everybody get moving. But the last tough event that I just did last week was the HYROX in Washington, D.C., which was amazing. My first time ever being in D.C. And first thing I would like to talk about is what is a HYROX. If you're not sure what a HYROX is, I would say it's just like the newest fun and tough fitness event. It's like a mix of running a 5K or a 5 miler, I should say, and after each kilometer or almost 3 laps around the track, you are going to be doing a very tough workout. But at the end of it, you get these sick little Velcro patches, badges of honors, and actually last week we got extra patches and we got medals. I mean, I know it's a participation trophy, but when you work out tough, you know, sometimes you can earn it or deserve it. But yeah. But anyway, HYROX, super new fitness event. It's been around, I think, since 2019, and then it kind of froze during COVID, and then it got even better after that. But it's 8 stations of hard work and fitness. Station number 1, well, first off, you start off with a 1 kilometer run, which is 0.67. Then you do the first station, which is 1,000 meters on a ski erg. Ski erg is like one of the newer pieces of equipment. I just started doing them in 2023. It's a super tough movement, but awesome cardio for you. But if you work with a partner, like I have done both times I've done it, it's more fun and it goes by quicker. So I would do 200, then my brother would do 200, and then we went down to 125 and so on up until we collabed and made a 1,000 kilometers. After that, I did we did 1 more kilometer, so another 0.67 or 2 laps. Then it was a second station where we did, which station was second? The push sled. Push sled. Thought it was super tough last time. This time not as tough. Same thing we did. Then the next thing we repeated the 1 kilometer run. Then we did the pole sled. Stay tuned, but I think that was by far the hardest station this time. I don't know what it was about the push sled, but I was destroyed. What up, A-Track? Appreciate you being on here. What up, YouTube? After the pole sled, which was wicked tough, was another 1 kilometer run. So you got to think, we already did 3 super tough exercises and just over a mile. And we're going on to station number 4, which was burpee broad jumps. Now, different from regular burpees. You have to start on your belly and then jump. So you're going full sprint into the station and then jumping right into it. After that, another 1 kilometer run. I know it sounds like a lot. It is tough, but I think anybody could do it. There was a 75-year-old lady there who was doing it, which was pretty inspiring. Nobody really was judging anybody for finishing late. I mean, similar to running. I mean, you're out there for yourself. Station 5, you do lunges, or sorry, you do the rower, which is really tough. You do it for 1 kilometer too, but man, some people, I'm telling you, the fun size, the 5'4"ness, 6 feet on Facebook, does not help on that rower. Being short on that rower is definitely a disadvantage. I don't care what anybody says. Then we did another kilometer. Station 6 was the lunges, sandbag lunges with about I think it was 50-pound bag on our shoulders, and our back knee had to touch the floor. Again, that was like 1,000 feet. I felt like it was so long. And then our last 2 stations was obviously the kettlebell farmer's carry. And then number 8 was the 100 wall balls. So after running just over 5 miles or just about 5 miles, you finish with 100 wall balls. And the men have to hit the 10-foot target or 8-foot target with a 12-pound ball. It was so tough. It was not easy. All right. But that's really quickly what I said. Super exciting, super awesome, super fun fitness race. And for this time around, I wasn't training as much as I would have liked. I'm a wrestling coach, full-time teacher, and train on the side a few kids. And during wrestling season, I popped my knee wrestling. So I was kind of down for the count for about a month during there from mid-January to mid-February. But knew this was an opportunity I had to jump on. I just love doing stuff with my twin and my older brother and his wife. And couldn't refuse. We did very good, I would say. I mean, 118 is a tough score. I think the average is between 120 and 130. Who knows who's making up these stats anyway? I mean, it's way too new. And if anyone's going to judge anybody about their time, they're shut. It's just, you're going out there for you. The only one that should be judging is me and my twin for me holding him back the whole time. Well, he's the best. All right. So again, wasn't running nearly as much. I did just come off the New York City Marathon in November. After that, I took about a 2-week break from running, ran all December, popped my knee wrestling late January, and got back at it. I would probably say the last week of February. So I probably had 2 weeks of running on top of 10 Orange Theory workouts where I was going just to work on that rowing and overall just stay fit and stay healthy. Race day experience. I would say I wasn't too nervous the night before or the morning of. Just when we got there and arrived, I felt like everything just hit me at once. I was like, wow, Washington, D.C., there's some beast athletes here. Everybody's looking strong and fit. Little body dysmorphia kicked in, right? Who we kidding? But no, I was a little nervous going back and forth, but I just kept telling myself, my goal for 2026 was to just have some fun. And the fact that I was able to do it with my brother and with my other family being there was amazing. The nerves definitely leave your body though once the whistle rings or you stay in this little lobby area for 10 minutes and this man hypes you up or woman hypes you up, and as soon as that bell or the whistle blows or the bell rings, we just went boom, full sprint. Probably went off a little quick, but again, the nerves just stop once you start running. It's like everything your body just knows what to do, or like is accustomed to it. I was pumped. I saw one of my favorite YouTubers there, Jeremy Miller. Wasn't glazing him. My twin said I was glazing him, but I was excited to see him. He was really cool to talk to for a few minutes. But yeah, really my race day experience wasn't too nervous up until I got to the place. I drank and ate whatever I wanted, had some water, gallon a day, keeps the doctor away. But up until about 10 minutes before is when the nerves kicked in, really. But as soon as we started, all the nerves left, and we were just trying to keep a pace. I think I ran out a little bit too fast, probably which held me back a little bit, but it was awesome. The atmosphere was incredible. If you've done a local 5K or a marathon, those are two different atmospheres. They're tough. It's super exciting. Something about the HYROX with the people being really right on top of you, just cheering, filming, going crazy. It's just amazing. And the best perk about it is the professional cameras. It's not like when you spend $100 on a half marathon or marathon like me, and there's someone there taking pictures of you and it looks good, but then when you really download them, they're not all that great. These pictures are amazing both times I've gone. They're just superb, and there's always about 90 photos. I absolutely love them. I love that there's cameras at each station too. So even if you don't think you look good at one of the stations or it's not your best angle, you have 7 other chances to look fit. And plus the running. So but overall, the race day atmosphere is just absolutely exciting. All right, let's get to the hardest stations because I don't want to lose anybody here. By far, the hardest station for me the first time in Boston was the wall balls. I was in top tier running shape, training for my New York City Marathon, but there was something about the wall balls that first time which were impossible to me. So for the last 4 months, I've been thinking in my head, don't mess up the wall balls. Don't mess up the wall balls. I think my twin and I game planned enough during the run as I was slowing down to keep some energy for the end because I kept telling him he doesn't know how hard it's going to be, and I kept knowing in my heart how hard it's going to be. With that being said, the second time around, the wall balls definitely stunk, but I will say the lunges and the pole sled were the worst for me. The lunges didn't feel that bad doing it. I think it's a 50-pound bag on top of your shoulders. Your back knee has to touch the floor. But if you take little steps, it doesn't hurt as much, I would say. Obviously, you want to do long steps, or what my older brother did was walk diagonal, which helped him a lot. But the pull sled was so bad for me. I'm pulling it, ripping it as hard as I can, and it just wasn't moving. Just wasn't moving at all. And I thought I was tough and strong. And I still think I am. But man, that pole sled was so rough for me. And I don't know what it was. The push sled was easier this time for me. We did it in about 90 seconds. The pole sled was so tough and just wouldn't move for me. And I would say it was really tough too, because as soon as we got done, we had a run, and that's like a big leg workout. And similar to the lunges, my legs were cooked after I think we did 25 lunges each, maybe more. I mean, we're shorter, can't take those long steps. But once you do all those lunges and then run, it's a lot on the lower limbs and the body. And I just always feel gassed after running or after doing lunges, which just isn't always fun. But I would say those two were the hardest stations. The ski erg, I would say, is the easiest. However, same thing, that momentum going up and down, you need it. I told my twin we had to go slower this time. We definitely did. But it just feels like I get a little gassed after doing that too. But the movement itself is just easy. Let me think of another easy one. I think the farmer's carry is by far the easiest one. I think everybody's happy once they get to the farmer's carry. Burpees usually stink, but I knew this time that I had to start on my belly and jump. Again, we're not the tallest, and I definitely don't have the best long jump. But when you jump far, you can't move your feet, which was annoying me the first time. But I got that down this time, so I felt like the burpees weren't as tough. But yeah, definitely for me, the two hardest stations were the sled pull and the lunges. And then I would say wall balls. But next Sunday, I plan on doing episode 2 of this, and I'm going to do a live recap on ranking each station, along with a mat chat for NCAA wrestling this week. So if you're watching right now and you like NCAA wrestling, definitely subscribe to this chat. And if you like HYROX and marathon and fitness stuff, definitely subscribe and keep watching because we're just halfway through. All right. What well during this race is what everybody's been asking me this week. I teach elementary PE, and the students kept asking me, my coworkers. What went well is I think when you do something a second time, it's usually better. Besides when I try to cook, for some reason I keep burning stuff. I don't know why. But no, I just felt like we had a good game plan. Didn't feel as pressured running with my twin. I knew he was in great running shape and I was in good running shape. So if I was holding him back, he could still push me a little bit. The wall balls for sure went well this time because I was going very slow down and throwing it as high as I can up. And at one point it even went over the net. Oh my God, it was so bad. And then I would say we game planned the ski erg enough for me not to feel gassed after that first station, because that really can change you. I think we ran averaged a 5:18 run, which was like an 8:25 to an 8:45 pace. And I think the first lap we went flying, but that's probably because of me. But really what I felt like everything went much better this time. I think for next time in New York, I'll be in better running shape and we'll be able to run together more and make it go even smoother and flow better. The trick here is that when you do it with the partner, and I'm pretty sure with the relay too, you can only be arm distance away from somebody. And in this case, it's my twin. So if he starts running more than 5-6 feet ahead of me, not good, because they give you an anklet for them to determine how far you are. But really, I mean, I thought from my first experience, again, to now, it was definitely much better overall. We were 2 minutes slower, but I think that was just due to me being out of running shape, and I wasn't feeling as great as I should have been. I was pretty much eating a lot of carbs during the week, carb loading, and try to hit my macros every day, 100 grams of protein plus. But yeah, I just 2 minutes off my PR time with a knee injury and stuff. I was very excited about where I am still with my fitness levels. Now it's time to try to get back in that 10K running shape where I ran a 42-minute one last summer. But let's keep talking about this beautiful DC HYROX. First off, I want to say that was the most organized HYROX I've been to, and I've been to 3. The bridge they added for spectators to walk over instead of walking through the race was incredible. Marathons and half marathons and 5K people, please take notes, because when there's a bridge for people to walk up and down, it makes everything so much better. All right, last few topics I wanted to go over. What would I change for the next HYROX? Great question. The number one thing I would change is I would be in better running shape with a base. So I'm definitely going to try to run 5 to 6 times a week up until May 29th when our next HYROX race is. Just to get my base back up, I'm hoping to get back down to like an 7:30, 8-minute pace, and then on game day, run like a 7:30, 7-minute pace. So an 8 to 8:30 base, 7:30, 7-minute pace would be great. And then I also want to work on running while tired. So I would like to go to the local track, do some lunges, do some burpees, and then go running hard 3 laps around the track. So my goal would probably be maybe once a week, starting in 2 weeks, once I get that base down, to run hard after exercising really tough. Next thing for me for training and future races, my goal right now is to try to do the local half marathon in mid-April. I'm only a month away from it, which is tough, but I think if I run 5-6 times this week and do 2 Orange Theory workouts and then start building my base this week, I think a 4-week plan will be all right. I don't think I'll be in sub 140 pace, which was my last 2 half marathons. I did a 134 and a 136 on 900 feet of elevation change, no big deal. But that's what's next for me, is to try to do a half marathon next month. And then obviously the number one goal is to crush and get our revenge at the New York City HYROX on May 29th. So I'm super excited to run it back with my twin brother. Absolutely love running races with him. He's an absolute beast. We were pretty much laughing the whole time, which is really what it's about to me. During the wall balls, I think he missed like 30 in a row. That was me the first time. I probably still missed about 50 this time, but I hit way more than last time. I just kept shooting, shoot. It's just a great time running with, your best friend, your twin brother. And it's just an overall awesome experience, especially when your family's there, your friends are there cheering you on. It's like no other experience. But yeah, that's really it for me. Again, really appreciate you all joining me. This is my first time doing this podcast, but I've done a lot of fitness events and trained a ton of athletes, and I figured, why not people hear what a HYROX is? Because I've had wrestlers ask me what it is, my lacrosse players ask me what it is, students, parents, and I figured, let me talk about a HYROX here. And then I was like, why not just start a little live show, maybe once a week if it works out, and just talk about marathon training, HYROX training, instead of me editing all these videos, because the editing part takes me forever. So these live shows are probably going to happen more often. And stay tuned for this week. I plan on doing quite a few NCAA wrestling videos for my other live show, Mat Chat with Coach Cala. And then depending on how this one does, I plan on doing another live show next Sunday. So stay tuned, and appreciate you all listening. Again, my name's Coach Cala. Please subscribe. That would be great. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Even if you didn't like this video, just subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Coach_Cala. Get moving, everybody.